No, they're not. You got plenty of other jeans. We're gonna see what happens.
I wish we can glue them like right there.
Glue your jeans?
No, stop, Ellie.
Charlie!
I don't want all these kisses.
Okay. I don't know if it's working or not. Honey, I know that you got other pairs of jeans.
Well, these are the only that matches.
I'll get you some more jeans. Good morning. We're going to see if it works, although the ring light ain't doing its thing, but might even die. I don't know. I turned it up. We'll see. Wouldn't surprise me.
I have to fit it in the right spot.
Emma, maybe you should put some other pants in your book bag just in case they start hurting you. That's what I would do.
I don't have a book bag.
Honey, get up. Use a bag. Use something. Before I get all set up, what y'all think? Yes or no? Is it working or not working? Hey, girlfriend. I moved in here to the kitchen, and we'll see what happens. I moved in here to the kitchen, and I called Spectrum. They'll be here at 1 o'clock. Praise the Lord. I came in here to the living room, and now all of a sudden it's just working better. So, what a mess. I'm going to try to get Enduring Word working. It is closer now. It's literally right in front of me, so say now. I think I need a new, like, router or something along those lines. But I got lucky. They're going to come out here at 1 o'clock. So, well, between 1 and 2. So, I think I just need a new one. Some new equipment. I think I just need some new equipment. Bible reading tips. What kind of tips are you wanting? That's what I kind of do here. We do Bible journaling together to show you exactly how you could do this by yourself at home. The lighting's not perfect, but we'll work with it. What, honey? That's what you're taking? Okay, we'll get you a little bag or something. You have bags in your room. Emma. I'm going to go back to bed for about an hour, y'all. Real life over here. I know. Weird. I'm excessively tired. Where Where were we? We were on verse 12. Oh my goodness. Now there's like 3 of y'all trying to get on my live with me. We don't do that. So carry on. Don't come to play this morning because I'm not here to play. Angie, love you so big. What's that thing? People can go live with you. They can request it. We're going to be in Judges 3. Am I echoing? Yeah, you can like ask to join people's lives. I think it's down there at the bottom. Yeah. Yep, you can do that on TikTok. Okay, no, not now. Okay. Yeah. Whew. Okay. Well, let's see how much we can get through. We're in Judges 3. All right. We're in Judges 3. We're going to read verses 12 through 14 because that's what Enduring Word has up. The reason that I'm doing the study like this is some of you really like it just for, a little intro. But if you're new around here, studying like this is a great way to study your Bible and to dig deeper into it. EnduringWord.com is a commentary. You can download the app or you can go to EnduringWord.com and you can actually use it with what you're reading, right? And I'm going to kind of show you how that works and my process for everything, which is what I've done on Tuesday night's Coffee Talk, and it went really well. So that's kind of what we're doing this morning, and we're going to go ahead and read verses 12 through 14. It said, and the people of Israel again did what was evil in sight of the Lord, and the Lord strengthened Eglon, L-O-L, egg something. The king of Moab against Israel because they done what was evil in sight of the Lord. He gathered to himself the Ammonites and the Amalekites and went and defeated Israel. And they possessed the city of palms. And the people of Israel served Eglon, is what we're calling him, the king of Moab, 18 years. So, my goodness, I was reading. So, I read chapter 4 yesterday. I'm just throwing this out there. I read chapter 4 yesterday. First, they suffered for 8 years before they turned to the Lord. Then they went back again and suffered for 18 years. And then they were getting ready to rise somebody up to, help. But then at the start of chapter 4, they were oppressed for 20 years. And then he raised up somebody else. Do y'all realize that within these 2 chapters, how many years actually passed? That's wild. Wild, wild, wild. Okay. So let's see what the commentary says. After God brought deliverance through the work of Othniel, remember, we couldn't say his name. Israel eventually drifted away from their dependence and obedience towards God. Imagine that. Their victory did not automatically last forever. It had to be maintained. Oh, goodness. We gonna write that down. We gonna write victory has to be maintained. I love that. And I love that phrase and that sentence and all the things because it's true. Even not a victory, right? What if it's even, what if it's not just victory? What if it's your faith? Did you know that your faith has to be maintained? Right? Your faith, you see these people and they have great faith and you're like, I want faith like they got faith, right? But what you're failing to see is they maintained that faith. They continued to meet with God even after he'd already delivered them. They continued to seek after God even though they were already speaking with him. They continued to let God into their life. That is how victory in your spiritual life is maintained, is filled up, right? It's just like I always like to say, if you go to church on Sunday and that's the only Bible that you ever read is when you're at church, you are not going to be filled up from the sermon on Sunday all the way until next Sunday. You have church service on Wednesday night, right? And then Sunday morning. Again, you got to maintain the fullness of God. Does that make sense? Like you have to continuously build it and maintain it. We are sold out of our VIP tickets and they included a room. But the regular tickets are $125 and they don't include a room. You have to get a room. You do get a discount at the Hampton Inn with that ticket, but that ticket pays for your breakfast and your lunch throughout the conference, refreshments and a goodie bag and all of the things. Is the video still okay? I really like that. Victory has to be maintained, right? Let's see. Let's keep reading. Israel's sin brought them into bondage, right? They served 8 years of bondage before they cried out to the Lord in the days of Othniel, I'm saying his name, and they endured another 18 stubborn years of bondage before they cried out to the Lord. Sin always brings bondage, though it comes to us deceptively. The fish never contemplates the bondage of the hook when it goes after the bait. Satan snares us by making the bait attractive and hiding the hook. Oh, I like that. That's good. Like Satan's fishing for us and seeing which one of us will take the bite. Oh, that's good. Some great men have borne names which reduces their blood. Blah, blah, blah. I ain't worried about that. Okay. I love that though. That's all that they wrote for all of those. So I done a little bracket around all those verses and I put victory have to be maintained. But I'm gonna add a little bit of something else, okay? And not really something that they said, but more along the lines of I'm going to add it to my victory must be maintained. They fell back. This is hard, right? They fell back into sin, right? I don't got my things in order either, so let's just grab one. They fell back into sin. You guys, if we aren't trying to grow our faith every single day, if we're not having that meeting with the Lord every single day, if we are not doing things to grow our faith every single day, yeah, true, yes. If we're not doing something every single day to maintain what we've built with the Lord, right? It'll be really easy for us to fall back into sin. The Israelites had this, how do you say, what's the word? Routine. They had this routine of falling right back into sin, right? They would cry out to God. They would be oppressed for a certain amount of time. Then they would cry out to God, Lord, please help us. Then God would rise up somebody. Things would be good for a little while. But then when things went back down this way, they just automatically went right back into it and went right back into oppression. And then they would stay there a certain amount of time before they called on the Lord. We see this go over and over and over again. See, today's time, I do believe we call that a generational curse or a generational cycle. Right? Me and Steve used to talk about it. By the way, is Steve watching my video right here? You know it's like 8:07, right? You and his kids need to go outside, get out the door. I don't know if he's watching me or not. Feed your faith, starve your fears. I love that. That is so good. I love that. But, and that's so true, right? They were just in this cycle. Me and Steve one time looked at this. Look, we drew this cycle, right? We drew this cycle and it was like, so, something that y'all know I struggled with is I always tried to get in relationships with people that I needed to fix, right? Like that's one of my big things. So I got in this relationship, you know, and I needed to fix somebody. So it goes in that order of try to fix them, not working, everybody's really angry, you know, whatever. Have a little breakthrough. Things are good for a little while, and then all of a sudden the cycle comes back up here, and I found another issue, and oh, let's fix this. And then we kind of went in this whole circle of good, bad, ugly, good, bad, ugly, good, bad, ugly. And it wasn't until I said, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to fix people anymore. I'm not in the business of fixing people. That's not my job. You know, when I had that realization that it's not my job to save people or fix people, it was my job to lead them to the Lord, and the Lord would take care of the rest, right? When I decided that was how I was going to do things, the cycle broke. And I've no longer been in that cycle, right? Depression and anxiety are the same way. And there are so many other things in your life that are the same way. Your relationship with money, your relationship with your parents, with people, with friends. There are so many things in your life that are just like that. They're in that cycle, right? And it goes here, 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 and then somehow you're back here. And then when you get back here, you're always wondering, how did I get back here? Right? You're always questioning, how did I get back to where I was? We were doing so good. Or a domestic violence relationship is also a very good one, right? Because y'all are here, right? Well, you do something to set off a trigger. Things get bad, right? And it's really bad. You think about leaving. Maybe you even actually leave a little bit. You need to take your inhaler. Maybe even you leave for a little bit, but then you go back. And then, we're in this honeymoon stage, and it's really great, and everybody's happy, go lucky. Okay, I've set off another trigger. And now you go back in this, right? We didn't invent that, all right? Happened all throughout the Bible, especially with the Israelites. And they would have victory, stay in it for a little while, fall into some sort of test or a battle, and then they would lose their faith, right? And then they would keep their faith for a little while, and then they'd go in the cycle again, right? So how could they change that, Ethan? Cut that off. How could they change that? They could have maintained their victory. They could have maintained their faith, right? So once you get to the end of this cycle and you're like, this is where I want to be. This is right. I don't want to fall back into that cycle again. That's when you start learning how to maintain what you are trying to build. What you are trying to be, what you are trying to do. How are you going to maintain your faith, your spirituality, being close to the Lord, right? You constantly get in His Word, right? You constantly get in His Word. You constantly find different ways to be better, right? But it has to be maintained. If you don't use effort, okay, to figure out a way to maintain what you're trying to build, what you're trying to be, maintain your spirituality, maintain your faith, then you are going to fall back into oppression. You're going to fall back into sin. It's just like with breaking any sin. Right? I said they fell back into sin. It's just like with breaking any sin. When you decide that you're going to break it, it's a habit now, right? Whatever the sin is, it's a habit. And then you're just in it for the long haul, right? So you say, I want to break this. So how are you going to do that? You are going to get out of the cycle. And then you have to constantly figure out and maintain being out of the cycle. Because the cycle is easy to be in. Oppression was easy for them to be in, right? Some would even say that they were awfully comfortable in their oppression. They spent more time in oppression than they did in victory, all by choice. Right? We do the exact same thing. Because sometimes it's easier to just follow the cycle. It's easier to follow the pattern. It's easier not to think about it. It's hard to get outside of it and maintain it. Right? It may have been harder to maintain it, but it was always more worth it. Right? So figure out how to get outside of the circumstance, of the sin, of the routines, of the oppression. How can you get outside of the oppression, and how can you stay there, maintain it every day? It's just like weight loss too. All of this has the same cycle. Do y'all see this? All of this does. Weight loss. You say, I want to eat better. I want to work out for 15 minutes at least a day. I want to be better, right? I want to be better. Okay, got it. So you continue with that for a couple of days, maybe a week. Right? But then you say, I just want one soda. We're dabbling in it, remember? I just want one soda. I'm just going to, ooh, that tastes so good, right? Well, then the next thing you know, you're picking up another soda and another soda and another soda, right? You're skipping your workout because, oh, this came up in the middle of it. It's okay. I'll just do it tomorrow, but you don't do it tomorrow. Right? Because it's better to be in the oppression of unhealthiness. I made that word up probably. It's better to be in that oppression of unhealthy than to be healthy. Because when you're healthy, food is more expensive. Ask me how I know. Went to the grocery store yesterday, bought all the good stuff. And yeah, we broke now. We ain't going nowhere for weeks. I'm gonna tell you what, I just told Steve. We were dying laughing at every bit of that. But it's true. Granted, I made meals for a good amount of time because I prepped them all. But one of the things I bought was like my watermelon. I bought a small watermelon. That little baby thing was like $9. My goodness, we need to grow those in the backyard. Like I told Steve, we needed to grow everything, but it is, right? So it's easier though. Now I'm not saying it can't be done on a budget, right? It's just easier to buy the batter. It's easier to buy the worst foods. It's easier to buy the unhealthy foods because they're microwavable. They're $2 for a whole meal that you put in the microwave, right? It's easy peasy, but there's also meals you can make, and if you do it right, it won't cost you a lot of money either, right? You just got to know how to do it. But that's exactly what I'm saying. It takes more effort to figure out how can I afford this in my budget than it does just to go and buy the unhealthy food. Is what I'm saying making sense? Is what I'm saying making sense? I hope so. All right, let's keep going. Let's read verse 15. Y'all, I'm too little for this. Young, I am my train. But the convenient part about this is my coffee's a little cold and the microwave's right here. So, I will say that is very convenient for me. All right, while that's warming up, let me get back in my stance. Yes. Even when you break the cycle, you still have to fight to keep that victory. Yes. I mean, that's such a good lesson. Okay, that's such a good lesson, right? You gotta fight to keep it up. And I will promise you this though, if you will keep fighting to keep it up, right, to maintain it, okay, if you'll keep doing that, then it starts to become a habit. So there will come a time when you can no longer think about going back. You know what I mean? Look at this. Look at this convenience. Yeah. I mean, I'd still much rather be in my office, but we're making it work. Me and Steve are growing grapes. Correction, Steve's growing grapes. Okay, verse 15 here. Then the people of Israel cried out to the Lord, and the Lord raised up for them a deliverer. Ehud. Yeah. The son of Jerry. I don't know. Jerry. I like it. A Benjaminite, a left-handed man. The people of Israel sent tribute to him by Eglon, the king of Moab. Why are their names gotta be so hard? My goodness. Okay. Let's see what commentary says. This shows the mercy of God. When Israel repeatedly drifted from God, he had every right to cast him off completely. Yet he still responded when they finally did call on him for deliverance. Jerry, I know. We totally call him Jerry. His name's Jerry from now on. He's no longer whatever. It's Jerry. Really? Okay, so we get that part. God didn't have to rise up anybody to deliver him, but he did, because it shows his mercy. So let's write that really quick. Shows mercy of God. Shows the mercy of God. What you talking about? I didn't think you was making fun of me. I don't even know what comment we talking about. Shows the mercy of God. He still saved them over and over again. Mind you, we're only on chapter 3. My Lord. But here's what I said really too. In the ancient world, left-handed people were often forced to become right-handed. So this made Ehud's standing as a left-handed man more unusual. He is described as a left-handed man, literally restricted as to his right hand. In the eyes of an Israelite, this was regarded as a physical defect, and it appears often in connection with the Benjaminites without affecting their prowess in battle. So, oh man, not me dropping stuff. Maybe I should just stand. Okay, so I'm going to underline left-handed man. I think I'm going to put a note that just says his ability to stand out. But that is a cool little fact. But I think I'm just going to put his ability to stand out, right? Ooh, I like that God uses the defective. I love that. I didn't either. All right, now I'm going to highlight it. Okay. All right, so the next one is 16 through 26. My goodness. So they put all that together. Are y'all ready, Freddies? I could totally go back to sleep. I need to wake up. Okay. All right, I'm good. All right. And Ehud made for himself a sword with 2 edges. This is about to go down. Okay? I need y'all to prepare if you ain't read it yet. It's about to go down. A cubit in length, and he bound it on his right hand. And he bound it on his right thigh under his clothes. So he hit it. And he presented the tribute to Eglon, king of Moab. Now, Eglon was a very fat man. And when Ehud had finished presenting the tribute, he sent away the people who carried the tribute. But he himself turned back at the idols near Gilgal. I think I even said that one right. And said, I have a secret message for you, O king. And he commanded silence. And all his attendants went out from his presence. And Ehud, I like it. Ehud came to him as he was sitting alone in his cool roof chamber. And Ehud said, I have a message from God for you. And he arose from his seat, and Ehud reached with his left hand, took the sword from his right thigh, and thrust it into his belly. My goodness. And the hilt also went in after the blade, and the fat closed over the blade. Yeah. For he did not pull the sword out of his belly. And the dug came out. Then Ehud went out onto the porch and closed the doors of the roof chamber behind him and locked them. It gets worse. Y'all hold on with me, all right? Buckle up. It gets a little worse. When he had gone, the servants came. And when they saw the doors of the roof chamber were locked, they thought surely he was relieving himself in the closet of the cool chamber. He do what now? Okay. And they waited till they were embarrassed, but he still did not open the doors of the roof chamber. They took the key and opened them, and there lay their Lord dead on the floor. Ehud escaped while they delayed, and he passed beyond the idols and escaped to another place. My Lord, I gotta mark where I am. And my Lord, what did we just read? Yeah, that's one way to deliver God's message. Oh, yes. Songs of Solomon. Yes, juicy, I tell you. Y'all should listen. Before I done Coffee Talk on this, I had the Bible app read it to me. And when it read those parts, I was like, say what now? He said what? He did what? It does. I said, he said what now? My Lord. Okay. I said, when I was deciding to do this as a coffee talk, I said, Lord, you sure this is the one? This is what we want to talk about? I mean, I might would have picked something different, but the Lord was like, no, this is it. And I'm like, okay. Listen, it don't get no better. You get over here in chapter 4, at the very end, he calls up this woman who drives a tent peg through somebody's temple. See, all I'm doing is reading the Bible, and my Lord, we are going to get we're going to get banned. I cannot. I'm not sure what that comment was. Okay. Or I didn't get to see it. Okay, so let's see. So let's read some commentary. Y'all ready, Freddies? Y'all ready, Freddies? Israel had to pay this tribute money because they were under the domination of the king of Moab. Ehud, I don't know, came to Eglon as a messenger or courier. Since the payment was carried by a number of men, it may have been food or wool. Okay. Ehud certainly told the truth when he said this. The message was, those who oppress the people of God touch the apple of his eye and will be judged for it. Okay. I have a message. God's messages are often secret. God's messages must be received with reverence. God's messages leap out at the unexpected quarters. God's messages are sharp as a two-edged sword. Oh, that's nice. Okay. That's a really good, little lesson. And I'm not going to probably read it, but because it's not contained into, it is contained into our reading, but it's not it's more like sermon material, I guess. Okay, let's keep going. Because most men fought with their right hand, it wasn't expected for a man to use his left hand with a dagger or a sword. This shows how cunning Ehud was and how unexpected the strike was. Is the contents of the bowels issued through... Ew! Or he had an natural way through the... Ew! My Lord! I'm too tired for this. My goodness. It said, so the fat closed over the blade, for he did not draw the dagger out of his belly, and, whatever came out. It says, it could be understood the contents of his bowels oozed through the wound. Huh? I mean, I think we could have left that part out, But okay. That phrase, though, has caused a lot of problems for translators. One of the words used occurred nowhere else in the Old Testament. If gruesome, suggestion that it refers to opening the king's body in a downward motion. That was a dagger. Then with such force that it passed completely through the abdomen and projected from the vent. Came out behind. So he watch out. Okay, got it. So, such essential details have the habit of impressing themselves upon the human memory. So you say, really now? I mean, I never know. The King James Version, and I have no idea what the RSV translation is. I've never used that one. And the dirt came out, implying a intestinal discharge caused by the sword thrust. Got it. All right, we're gonna move it along. Nevertheless, the Bible, I'm gonna skip over some stuff. Y'all can go read this at enduringword.com. I mean, it's here for everybody to be able to read. So if you want to read it, more than welcome to. Nevertheless, the Bible records this incident without giving approval of this act of assassination. Also true. such incidental details as the length of the murder weapon and the fact of his corpse, attest to the historically of the event. Okay, if you say so. Okay, listen, we're going to address the other thing. He's probably attending to his needs in the cool chamber room. What does that mean? Enduring Word says, without being coerced, we can see how real and true to life the Bible is. It describes normal, everyday functions, but in a dignified way. Attending to his needs is literally covering his feet. I have no idea what that is. For elimination, for used in 1 Samuel 24:3. Some commentators see this only reluctantly. He is laid down on the sofa in order to sleep, and this was done by dropped their slippers, lifted their feet, and covered them with long, loose garments. But the versions in general seem to understand as implying a certain natural act. Say what now? The stone images mentioned in Judges 3:19 and 3:26 are probably actual stones set up by Joshua to commemorate the miraculous crossing of the Jordan, that was a landmark. All right. Verse 3:19. Hold on here. Where am I going? But he himself turned back to the idols and seeking much for you, O king, and he commanded silence and all sin and went out of his presence. What do you mean stone images? Hold on. I don't know does anybody know what translation Enduring Word uses? Because it's not King James. And I thought it was ESV, but now I'm just not quite sure. Because he said something about the stone thingies, but it don't say that in verse 19. My Lord. My Lord. Let's see. And then 3:26 too. Let's see. Escape by the delay, he passed by the idols. Is it the word idols? But it shouldn't be. And escaped. Let me see. It's the last verse up here. Fallen dead on the floor, he escaped while they delayed and passed beyond the stone images. See, so yeah, it's the word. An ESV translates it idols, but whatever translation they're using is stone images. Stone images would be, they're thinking that it's where Joshua stacked up the stones to represent crossing the Jordan. Is it a New King James? I was wondering. Carved images, see? Okay, I was reading somebody else's comments. Carved images. For the whole thing, I wrote, God's message was delivered. Heard loud and clear. Got it. I got it. Honestly, I don't even know what I want to write down. Maybe I'll just draw a face. Like an emoji face, a dot, line. Like the straight line face. I'll just draw an emoji face. Like, wow. Maybe I'll write that in. Wow, okay, got it. Next. My goodness. Like, I'm going to draw me a little bracket around all this is what I am going to do. Know what I'm talking about here. I'd have to reread it to even know what I want to write down. My goodness. But I can just, he went lunch. Well, I'm sorry, weights lifting. So, there, my goodness. All right. And then he escaped. I don't know. I feel like there's more there. I feel like we could probably figure out a lesson. I'm not gonna write nothing for right now. I'm gonna think about it. I need to ponder it. I need to read it some more. I need to read it again. And I need to ponder. I feel like their actions, how everybody like acted, would be probably a good lesson. There is importance there. I need some quiet study to figure it out. Yep. Oh, me too. Me too. Good morning. Sometimes I'll be reading it. I don't even know how many times to get it. All right. So let's just keep going. Let's see. Their next one, we're just gonna, I know it's 8:38, but we didn't get to start till late. And so far, no interruptions. So we're gonna try to get this finished because there's not a lot left. I'm in Judges 3. Verse 27 is where we're starting. And we're gonna read 27 to 30. When he arrived, he sounded the trumpet in the hill country of Ephraim. Then the people of Israel went down with him from the hill country, and he was their leader. He said to them, "Follow after me, for the Lord has given your enemies, the Moabites, into your hand." So they went down, also place, after him and seized the fords of the Jordan against the Moabites and did not allow anyone to pass over. And they killed at the same time about 10,000 of the Moabites, all strong, able-bodied men. Not a man escaped. So Moab was subdued that day under the hand of Israel, and the land was at rest for 80 years. Did they actually follow the Lord for 80 years? This is just something that came to my mind. So wait a second. Okay, hold on. People lived longer, right? Some of them during that time. Okay. So, y'all think one of the reasons that they came, that they kept backsliding? I got a theory. You ready? You think maybe one of the reasons that they kept backsliding was because maybe they didn't do a good job of teaching their descendants what it meant? Because you got to think, after 80 years, there would definitely be new people in there, a new generation would be uprising, right? Some people would have died off, and then there would be new people in that generation. So, and then again, we're going to see that at the start of chapter 4, you see it again where they done evil inside of the Lord after Ehud had died. So every time their leader dies and a new generation comes about, they backslide. So I got two theories here. One, were they not just doing a good job leading their tribes? You get what I'm saying? Maybe they just didn't do a good job leading and teaching their next generation. A moment of silence for that because I feel like we're still struggling with that today. Or was their faith in God only found when they had a leader who was following God? Because all this Judges started when Joshua died. You see where I'm going with this? Every time their leader died, they fell back. Right? So it's like, were they really trusting God, or were they only trusting God when certain people were involved? A little bit of both? I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. Thank you, girlfriend. And so it's New King James. But yeah, so what does that tell me? It tells me we need to do a much better job raising up the next generation. And I already think we failed a little bit. We've actually failed a lot, but y'all ain't ready to have that conversation with me. We're not ready to have that conversation. I can barely get on TikTok unless I am doing a video or doing a live, because I'm just so, it just hurts my heart so bad that people are focused on the wrong things. Can I just share one thing with you? So I seen somebody giving their opinion. I really feel called to share this with you. So I'm going to do it. Some of you may not like me after this. Do I think mental health is big in this country? I sure do. It's a problem. Do I think mental health today is worse than it's almost ever been? I also sure do. But I was watching one of these videos and they were like, I have all the answers. I know exactly how we fix all this. She said, give everybody free health care. And if you're under the age of 25, everybody gets free health care. And that's going to solve everything. They are actually going to go to the doctor. They can go to the best psychologist. They can go to the best therapist. She was saying, she was saying free health care. That'll solve it all. Free health care will solve it all. It'll fix our mental health problem. It won't. I wanted to see, I'm really big on minding my own business, but can I tell y'all why I know it won't? My late husband had complete free insurance. The VA, they suck. All doctors kind of suck. So sorry. You find your good ones in there. You know what I mean? And you better hold on to them when you found them. But let me tell you something. The military, okay, military men and women, they get out and have complete health coverage. They can go to any VA doctor and see all of them. Now, I don't think they're all good, but they can. And they don't. Free health care ain't going to be your answer. Because when I'm sick, when I get sick, I don't go to the doctor. I will write it out before I go to the doctor. And I have insurance. Steve, oh my gosh, getting that man to go to the doctor is like, I gotta beat him. I gotta knock him out and drag him here. He don't want to go. Nobody wants to go. Free healthcare ain't the answer. It's not going to cure your mental health issues, because people who want to take their own life will not tell you, for the most part. My late husband had complete free medical. He could see whatever doctor he wanted. He could go talk to the people. He could have had himself committed into a hospital to get better. He didn't. He didn't. Free medical ain't going to cure what y'all have going on. Do I think we should have better access to it? Oh my goodness, yes. Yes. But will it cure the school shootings? No. No. See, oh my goodness, I gotta stand up. Y'all wanna know what the problem is? It's us. Me, you, it's us. We're the problem, because we have made people feel like if they go get help, they're weak. Yes, people have an identity crisis and they don't know who they are. It's an identity issue. That is what I was going to comment on that person's. It's not a mental health, it's an identity. We don't know who we are. My Lord. I was going to comment that and then I deleted every bit of it because what's the point? I got to remind myself on a daily that what I do to reach the ones who want to listen, who want to change, and who realize that they don't got to live this type of life. That's who I'm here for. Do I wish I could reach the whole world? Oh my gosh, yes. Do I wish that I could just help them see that they are just so much more when they are with Christ. Christ makes them. I mean, but I can't reach them all, unfortunately. And that just breaks my heart. And I guess it just makes me so upset because I also see these after that happened, after that happened, I see the enemy at work. Maybe that's why I'm so just hurt and just don't know, gosh, man, what do I do, Lord? How can I help? Like, how can I point them towards you when this crisis is going on? Because I'm watching the enemy at work. I'm watching that happen, and it was horrible. It was horrible. But see, y'all are taking something horrible and forgetting that God is the ultimate healer. He can use every evil deed for good. And then I read somewhere we're focused that they died. I hear that, and I am so sorry. Do I want to lose my children? No. I will hug you. I will love you. I cannot imagine. But let me tell you something. 2 of those children, I read it. They went to pull the fire alarm. Can you imagine what it was like when they left this world and they met God? Oh my Lord, in heaven, He looked at them, small children, and he said, well done, my child. I tell you, they're living at the life that I cannot wait to get to. Was it horrible? Yes. I could never imagine. But man, when they done what they did to save the other kids, the children said, I'm going to go pull this alarm so that I can save some of these people, and they died in the process of saving others. I'm going to tell you what, if my children ever leave this world before me because they stood up for what was wrong and they tried to save others, I know that when they got in front of the Lord was like, well done, my child. They are now in the arms of Him. And will it hurt me for the rest of my life while they are not with me? Yes, but they are where I'm going. It's only a matter of time. Right? So was it horrible? Yes. But will free healthcare save this? No. But then I see the enemy at work. I'm so mad at God right now, they say. I see him at work. They said, I'm so mad at God. How could a loving God quit blaming the Lord for what the enemy did? He stole your identity. He told you about sin and you walked right into it. The enemy stole from you everything that God has gave you, and yet you're blaming the Lord. How could a loving God didn't. He didn't. But what does my Bible tell me? That God can use every evil thing for good. Don't underestimate the power of our God. Y'all be out here saying, how could God? This is the enemy's work, not God's. The enemy made them lose their identity. This is the enemy's work, not God's. And y'all are out here, how could God? God didn't. God did not. A person did. A sinful person. The enemy committed this crime. Y'all are out here blaming God for things that the enemy done, and it just makes me so mad. I see him at work with everybody that is drowning. I see him at work with everybody that is, how could God? He's got them out here blaming God. He's got them out here all confused, and it makes me mad. Gosh, it makes me mad. And I say, Lord, send me somewhere. I don't care where, but man, send me somewhere where I can tell them that they are just all confused. And then it gets even worse. The enemy continues to work in the minds of parents. I'm too scared to send my kids to school anymore. Ma'am and sir, your kids can die tomorrow by getting in your vehicle. I don't see y'all not taking that trip to Mickey D's because you don't want to get in your car. Do you know how many people die every year of getting in a car? Walking to a mailbox? Listen, my friends, my husband's mother died in her front yard. She was killed in her front yard. Do you know most wrecks happen within, I think it's a mile from your home? But y'all saying, I'm not sending my kid to school. Friend, the enemy's got you scared. You're scared. But see, the Bible tells me we don't walk in fear. Fear is not of God. Oh my goodness. He's got y'all all tore up. He's got y'all all tore up. He's got y'all scared to send your kids to school. Y'all, your kids don't belong to you. I love y'all. I love that you love your kids. I love my kids. I never wanted to have my kids. But my kids are not mine. I was blessed with my kids. God gave me my kids. And God can take them away at any time he sees fit. I will not hide my child from the world because I'm scared of it. No. I'm not scared of this world because I know where I'm going. My kids will never fear this world. Because they should know where they're going. They shouldn't be focused on this world. They should be focused on God. I will never let my kids say, Mom, I'm too scared. My friend, you don't got to be scared because you are walking with the Lord. And I promise you right now, like I'm going to tell my kids, I promise you right now, you have no fear whatsoever is inside of you. Don't you even think about fear, nothing. Because fear is of the enemy. And I'm going to tell you what, God is with you every day, every step of the way. Don't you ever be scared. Don't you ever be scared to stand up. Those two kids that died. They wasn't scared when they went out there. They were probably terrified, but they went anyway. They went to pull that alarm anyway. Because they wanted to help. Haley's here. Cleaning lady. They wanted to help. My friends, the enemy's at work. He is. He is so at work that he's got y'all scared to death to send your kids anywhere when your kids they could walk outside and just not be here anymore. They can get sick and die. See, I don't want to teach my kids. I don't want to say my children, if you ever have a threat in your school, I need you to be scared to death. No, I'm going to say if you are in a situation where there is ever a threat, my sweet children, I'm going to need you to rise up. I need you to rise up like the warriors of God that you are, and you do exactly what the Lord tells you to do in those moments, and don't you hinder a thing. I'm telling y'all right now, I will not choose to let my kids walk around in this world fearing everything and everything that happens. No, I'm going to teach my kids when fear strikes you, you stand up in the name of God. And when you're too scared to move, you let God lead you. But I will not let my kids be tricked by this world. I will not. But I'm just so upset and just on fire and I've already told the Lord, at any time you want to raise me up to be a politician, I got this. I'm ready. I'm ready. Because free healthcare ain't going to do it. Free healthcare ain't going to make y'all quit shooting each other. Your identity in Christ is. Yes. Ain't nothing you can do. No gun law you can make. No nothing that will make you better. You can only make you better. The Lord can only make you better. You choosing Him will make you better. Right? You learning your identity in Christ will make you better. But nothing else will. It's not a problem that the government can fix. Get out of here. Y'all all confused. And that's what gets me. I just need to get out of here. That's what gets me. We don't got time to finish this. I have my people coming. I got my people coming. They about to walk in the door. He's got y'all all confused, and that's the problem, right? You're fine. I love how Steve's cleaning, but that's exactly what you came to do. I cannot. Oh my! Get the mess up. That's her job. I know, like what? It's funny though. A lot of people do that. They clean before they close the house and clean. All right, you guys, but I need to get off of here, and as long as sin is in the world, evil having, yes. I need to get off of here and tend to my things. But I love you guys so big. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, at 7:30, I'll have my internet fixed, and we'll pick back up where we left off. All right, I love you guys so big. Have a great day.